Hello everyone, Lexans here, your coach of the Floating and Galides, and today I'm here for my Week 3 battle for PCL Season 2 versus Dietite, and oh boy, was this a match. We're facing Dietite and the new Britain Rockruffs, and his team consists of Jirachi, Suicune, Delmise, Fortress, sCrafty, Masquerain, Reshiram, Gliscor, Raikou, Jinx, and Megadiancy. I've been a bit busy for the past week with tests and stuff for school, so sorry for the delay, but I can finally get to it now. My team consists of Expert Belt Darkrai, Choice Scarf Magnezone, Spadef Cresselia, Bugsy, Scolipede, Scarf Blacephalon, and sub 3 attacks Lopunny, Mega Lopunny that is. Die brought squad of Reshiram, Raikou, sCrafty, Diancie, Mega Diancie that is, Fortress, and Suicune. So, going into this match right now. Okay, this is taking too long to my liking. We're gonna skip ahead. Fuck this. He sends out his Reshiram, turn 1. And I was like, oh fuck. No. And I wasn't Scarf, so I was like, okay, Darkrai, you need to come back. We send out our Spadef Cresselia here. And he immediately just clicks Blue Flare. I was like, alright. That's a thing. From this damage though, I could tell he was not like Specs. He could be Scarf, which I don't know yet at this point. He goes into his Matt Damon, the Fortress. I decide to just Moonlight because this is literally my only Reshiram switching. Like, Cresselia's bulk is just pretty good against most of the S tiers that we have, but I decided to go into Magnezone as Dai makes the smart play of going Volt Switch to not be stuck in with his Fortress. I have the Magnezone here. He goes back into the Naries. So immediately you can probably tell this Reshiram's giving me a bit of problems. And what would I do? I go into my Reshiram switch in. And right here he clicks Blue Flare again because he's out against the Magnezone. Why wouldn't he click Blue Flare? I got my leftovers recovery, and I'm pretty sure I don't remember. I think I Moonlight here. Yeah, I Moonlight here because me being able to switch in on this Reshiram is quite important. Because if I don't have a switch in and he is Scarf, then I'm just kind of fucked. I go to Area 51 again. He opts to click Stealth Rock here, as I decide to just click Thunderbolt, and it does a lot of damage because it's a Thunderbolt from Magnezone. And he just clicks Volt Switch here, going into his... I paused it by accident, I'm retarded. Going into his Raikou. Now this Raikou, from this, I couldn't tell what it said, of course, was, but I was thinking, because it was shiny, it could be Aura Sphere, because I do have a Darkrai and a Mega Lopunny. So I opt to go out into Cresselia. He goes for Volt Switch, and this damage tells me that he's not like Specs or something. Now he goes into SoundCloud, the sCrafty. He reveals to be Intimidate, so this kind of like makes me less anxious to fight this sCrafty because it's not like Moxie Dragon Dance sweeping, you know. Which, I mean, it was a Dragon Dance sCrafty in the end, but that's not important for this match. So he opts to go for the knockoff. I'm like, I can take that. I can't take that. So I decide, okay, I'm not intimidated. I could probably just yeet him with the Z. And the Scalopede's like, I'm an angry boy, I'm going to stampede you. And Savage Spin Out onto the Scrafty. This is Savage Spin Out and Mega Horn. So, very powerful Savage Spin Out coming from Scalopede. And it does about 75 to 80%. And he kills with knockoff, which is unfortunate. At this point I'm like, okay. Well dang. He gets a bit of leftovers recovery. I go out into Lola, which is my Lopunny. And I decide to, I think, sub up here as he Obstagon to Suicune, which, because he went out into Suicune versus Lopunny, I thought it would be a physically defensive Suicune since he went out into Suicune against Lopunny. So, I go for the substitute here. And I just straight up click high jump kick. I knew I could live one even if he went for the protect. I didn't think he'd go for the protect. But this does a lot of damage. It's a crit, first of all. And here I was kind of stuck. Because it's like I can high jump kick and he protects. I'm fucked. If I high jump kick and miss, I'm also fucked. If I substitute and he scalds, I'm not in a good position either. So I just decided to go into Magnezone. Since I can freely Volt Switch against this team, I can also just click Thunderbolt. But he gets a bit of leftover recovery. He decides to scout and get some more leftover recovery with Protect as I click Volt Switch. Now he gets not back into green. He gets back into green. I thought he would. Doesn't really matter. He goes out into his Raikou, Raikage, as I go for the Volt Switch here, because kind of locked into it with Scarf, you know. And I decide to go into my Mega Lopunny here, because Mega Lopunny should normally outspeed Raikou. This was basically me trying to see if he was Scarf or not, because I immediately double out to, I think, Cresselia. Yeah. My thought process was, if he stays in, he's obviously Scarf. If he does anything else, he's obviously not Scarf. Because under normal circumstances, a Raikou would never outspeed a Lopunny, so... now we get SoundCloud back in. And I'm like, oh heck, what the hell do I do? Because Scrafty is actually quite scary against my team, not gonna lie. Like, I didn't have many switch-ins, so I just went for Moonlight, knowing that I could take a knockoff into a knockoff with, while I had an item, into a knockoff without an item. And I just opt to go for the Moonlights because I can still take 2 blue flares from the Reshiram without my leftovers. And his knockoffs will just do less damage now. I got back almost to full. He actually predicted me to switch, I think, into Mega Lopunny. So he actually gets quite a bit because it's a fucking Cresselia, you know, for his health, but he's back into green now. This fucking Scrafty, dude. And he goes out into Mad Dame in the Fortress, as I think I Toxic him. Which was unfortunate, but hey. So, right here, I decide, okay, well, let's just go into my Magnezone. Like, this is the dude. He Volt Switches, predicting that, and he goes right back out into big old Daenerys, the Reshiram. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. I click Thunder Wave because I'm Scarf. Thunder Wave. And that was Reshiram's paralyzed, which is good for me. He clicks Blue Flare, And Area 51 unfortunately gets KO'd by the Reshiram. So, we have a crippled Reshiram somewhat. We have a low fortress. We have like a half HP sCrafty and a half HP Suicune. The anti hasn't come out yet. And Raikou has taken no damage, I think. Here he gets paralyzed, which is unfortunate. And I revealed that my attacking move is Psyshock. He goes for the Dragon Pulse, I think, to scout how much damage it'll do. Or it'd do. I don't English, dude. So I just end up going for Psyshocks here. He Dragon Pulses once again. I just kind of have to hope for the paralysis to kill with Cresselia, because I can't really switch out. I don't know his moveset. I don't know if he's like Scarf or something. So I just decide to quickly scout out with Cresselia what he has, and here he gets paralyzed once again. Nice and 25% chance, am I right? So I opt to go for the Psyshock here, as he gets paralyzed once more. Because, you know, why wouldn't he? And now we Psyshock again, and I think here he reveals to have Roost, yep. So, we have a fat-ass duck versus this dragon bird, just kind of poking at each other and healing. I get a crit. He roosts again. This doesn't go on for too long, luckily, because I think at this one he actually goes for the flame charge, which is quite the yikes. The flame charge Reshiram was not something I was expecting or prepared for, and he's now back up to regular speed on his Reshiram. So I decide, okay, that's not good. What should I do? I decide to stay in like a retard. So I just click Psyshock once again. And I think I end up going... Okay, he gets paralyzed. And I click Psyshock again, because... You know, why wouldn't I click Psyshock? It's such a cool animation, dude. Okay, here's where I get intelligent, and I go on Jevil, which is the Blacephalon. Now, this won't kill, but it'll do a bit of damage, which is the main thing I wanted here. So, I decide to go for the Shadow Ball. Does a decent amount of damage, nearly kills. I get the Spadef drop, and he decides to go for Dragon Pulse here and kills the Blacephalon. So, that's a bye, Jevil. And now I go out into Shingetsu, which is my Darkrai, to try and force him out, and it actually worked. He goes out into sCrafty, and I think I just kind of went for the Dark Pulse. I don't know why I didn't go for Ice Beam there. Would have been a smarter play, seeing as he still had sCrafty. But fair enough. We just go back into our Moonduck here. Just kind of chilling around, doing Moonduck things. And he opts to go for Drain Punch here, because, you know, my Lopunny doesn't take it, my Darkrai doesn't take it. And if Cresselia comes in, Cresselia can't really do much. So, he sends his fortress back out. As I Lunar Dance with my Cresselia to bring back my Lopunny. I'm pretty sure at least, yes. Bring back the Lopunny. So now we have Lopunny here again. which is now fully healed, minus the stealth rock damage, of course. And I decide to go for a substitute here, as he goes for the gyro ball. Which is unfortunate. I thought he'd either click Volt Switch or just Hard Switch, not wanting to risk his I was gonna say Fair Seed or Fair Thorn, I don't know. But his Fortress, I just decided to go for the Fire Punch this turn and kill the Fortress, however. He then goes into his Raikage, which is the Raikou. And here he goes for the Volt Switch, which does a shit ton of damage. And now we have the Naries coming out. And I just click High Jump Kick, because his Scrafty wouldn't take that, his Mega Yancy wouldn't take that well. His Reshiram would obviously die to it. It Vocoed the Raikou at that point. But here he can just go back into Raikou, and since he's Scarfed, he outspeeds. So that is a little unfortunate. Volt switches, kills Lola with a crit. That totally mattered, by the way. And I think he sends out his Scrafty here, yeah. I really want to kill with Scrafty this game, for whatever reason. So he gets his leftover recovery. I go back and I go out into my only Pokemon left, which is Darkrai. And at this point I have to hope for a freeze with Ice Beam, which, as you see right now, did not happen. He Drain Punches me. I die. Game over. Overall good battle to die. I made some misplays in my opinion, like earlier in the game when I did send out Darkrai against the Reshiram. I should just click Ice Beam. I don't know why I didn't. Like, Dark Pulse made very little sense at that point. But let's end another bit of right here. For fuck's sake. Good enough, you know. So good game to die. Next week I'll try my best to be on schedule again, because I do have some stuff coming up for you guys as well. So be sure to look out for that. But this was my week 3 battle for the PCL. See you guys next time.